board. Hi, Molly. Good to see you. So Molly, we haven't seen you in a while. So why don't we get started with you? What's happening with my NHD?
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me. So hi, everyone. I'm Molly with My NHD. We're one of your preferred providers for natural hazard disclosure. As I'm sure you've all heard, there's been a little change regarding NHD reports this year. That is California State Assembly Bill 38 or AB 38. What that is that it's a little more protection for the buyer in that not only on a state level are high and very high fire hazard severity zones disclosed, but also on a local level, which can mean city or county. And why this is important to you is there are, especially in this area, a lot of homes that on a state level are not in a high fire hazard severity zone, but on a local level, they are. For example, I know someone who lives in La Cresta and his home is not in a state high fire hazard severity zone, but is locally, and it does affect the cost of his homeowner's insurance. So it's very relevant. And of course, depending on the rules that your office has, because every office seems to be a little bit different, when it is on a local level in a very high fire hazard severity zone, or a home that was built pre-2010 when the retrofitting laws changed, those homes would require you to incorporate the home hardening addendum, the HHDA, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with at this point. But I just want to remind you that AB 38 is a step-up law. And so the law will continue to become more stringent with time. And so each year it will get a little bit more stringent. And I imagine in the very near future, the HHDA will be required on every transaction. I'm not sure what your office requirements are, but some offices require them on every transaction. So
we require it if it is marked on the state level.
Okay.
That it's a very high fire hazard area.
Yeah. And then I don't know how familiar everyone is with the term home hardening, because I think it's kind of a strange term.
Yes.
But like hardening, it just means measures taken to protect the structure from fire. So things like replacing a shake shingle roof, say that 5 times fast, with something that is more fire retardant, like concrete or slate, something like that. That would be home hardening. Replacing single pane windows with dual pane windows is an example of home hardening. And also putting a mesh screen on gutters to stop leaves from accumulating in the gutters, which a spark could get into and set the building on fire. That would be another example. So what you need to know as agents is, number 1, it's a new law. Number 2, what home hardening means. And number 3, the difference in the NHD report. And like I said, that is that we now further disclose, and that is required by law to be AB 38 compliant as a natural hazard disclosure company. So we further disclose local very high fire hazard severity zones as well as state. So if you can kind of store that in your mind, because as we all know, and I formerly sold real estate, so in the back of my mind, I remember what it's like to work with buyers and sellers. And I know everyone at some point, if you have not already, you're going to have the opportunity to work with a buyer or seller who is an engineer or an attorney, and they are going to read everything, and they're going to have very detailed questions. And when that happens, I want you to know if they have questions about the NHD report, because let's be honest, there are some kind of scary things in that report, fire hazards, flood hazards. If you order an environmental report, different types of toxins that are, in the proximity of the subject property. you can always reach out to me, and I would be happy to talk with your client. I will never, ever talk them in or out of purchasing a home based on what's in the NHD report. That's my guarantee. But sometimes when they talk to someone who's an expert, they feel a little more confident in their decision making. And I'm just here to be an extension of you and make you look good. And so feel free to use me as a resource for that. And I'm not a geologist, so if I don't have the answer, I will not make it up. I will get the answer from our geologist at my NHD. That is another, I think, kind of important guarantee that I make. So I don't have all the answers. Sometimes I talk, probably about 2 to 3 times a month, I'm speaking with a buyer on the phone on behalf of an agent. And I don't always have the answer, so I will get it for your buyer. So you guys have any questions, I'll put my contact in the chat, but unless anybody has any questions for me right now.
Is the report now updated to show local, or has it always been there and just said something else?
So it was not an industry standard before, but as of January 1st of this year, it is updated to be AB 38 compliant.
Okay, got it.
So anything that you've ordered from us this year has been AB 38 compliant.
Cool. And tell us again how much the pricing is and how to do it.
Okay, so our reports are $74.95. And if you'd like the environmental, it's only $20 more. I would always suggest considering an environmental report if you're working with raw land of any kind where building will take place in the future. Other than that, it's really up to the seller and to you what you want to provide as a report. So it's $74.95 for our standard residential report and $94.95 for our environmental report. And you can order through our website, mynhd.com. I would say probably take you about 60 to 90 seconds to set up a profile. And as long as you have the APN and seller's last name, it should take you about 30 seconds to order a report. But if you don't want to do that, I am absolutely happy to take the order for you. You can reach out to me via email, phone, text. As my disclaimer, Facebook Messenger is not the best way to reach me. I know it is for some people, but yeah, so you can reach out to me. I'll order it for you. I'm happy to do that. Another thing, just one last little tidbit to consider is that you should really be ordering your NHD reports at the time of listing. If you don't know already, we do have a you don't close, you don't pay guarantee. So there's no risk involved in ordering a report when you take a listing. But that way, because these zones change, I'm sure you know that, but sometimes, like a flood zone may expand or contract based on findings by different federal agencies that we pull our data from. But that way, if the home is suddenly, especially because of AB 38, now in a very high fire hazard severity zone, where there may be some challenges obtaining homeowner's insurance for the buyer, you know that in advance, and your seller is not shocked because you've managed their expectations. So, and again, if you typically have escrow or your TC order it for you, and that's not really an option when you're ordering it at the time of listing, reach out to me. I'm more than happy. I actually love it when people reach out to me to order the reports. It's a little, personal touch I can provide. So I'm happy to do that for you guys.
Perfect. And then if they had to cancel, do they just reply to the email that it came through, or do they go online?
Sure, or they can reach out to me too, and I can cancel it for them. I've done that before. So I'm an extension of the customer service team at my NHD. That's your personal connection. So if you feel like, you need to cancel something and you just want to reach out to me, you could shoot me a text, email, call me, whatever. I'm available to do that for you. So
perfect. All right. Well, hopefully, I say this every time, hopefully next time we'll see you live. in
Yes,
in the
yes.
market.
And I can't wait for when the craft night comes back to life because
That's a good point. Oh, Kelly's not on here, but Kelly keeps saying, when are we going to do that and go and finish that? Where was that at? I can't even think of the name of it.
AR workshop.
Yes, the AR workshop, which I have a very large credit there since a year ago. So
Yeah, so
we'll do
count
that.
me in. I'm already paid. So all I have to do is show up and make what I think I'm making a welcome sign, but everyone who's not already committed should come because the owner there, she's local and she's really, really sweet and everyone there will help you. So even if you're not a natural born artist, whatever you make there is going to look amazing. So
Yeah, definitely. We'll revisit that, and I might change my order now. But thanks for the reminder, and good to see you, Molly.
good to see you too, Shannon.
Okay. All right,
Thank
let's
you.
talk about good news. Who's got good news this week? Well, we already heard Kim's good news, and she's got a couple 40 days till baby comes. What else good news?
My escrow finally closed on Monday.
Oh,
Yay!
hallelujah. So, yay. I just got to say, besides only making about a penny an hour, that she's worked on this transaction, I think, since January, right?
Less than a penny an hour. Minus 10 cents a day.
She had a
My
very,
escrow was
she had an unusual loan. It was like something related to an Indian reservation type loan.
the Native American HUD loan, number 184. It's a long process.
Okay, so agent beware, don't beware.
Don't take one.
Pretty much. Caprice, I saw you chime in. What was your good news? Nope, no good.
My escrow closed too. Yay!
Oh, right on. Okay, I thought it got extended. I saw that it in the MLS it was pushed out a little bit. So congratulations. I think we have a lot of stuff closing like this week. What other good news?
Both of my new listings got accepted offers yesterday, so we're open escrow on both of them. It's crazy. One of them had 29 offers.
Phew, I saw you going through the offers with your client here in the office. What a tedious process. Poor guy. That's great news though. I'm glad. What about anybody have listings they want to pitch right now? While we're at it. Hey, Linda, did your listing go into escrow?
Let's just say unrealistic sellers.
Okay.
So I have a counter out, but I can't see why they would take it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. All right. Well, I have a little bit of good news as well. It's actually delayed. I got to tell you guys, I apologize, but we're still doing the love it or list it challenge. And this started back in February, but we had so many special events last month that it completely got missed as far as updates. So I want to tell you who's in so far. We have till the end of April to get listings. And once you take a listing, if you exceed your 2020 listings taken, you get entered for a chance to win these prizes, 500, 200, or a video book. And yeah, I forgot the monthly drawing. So we'll be doing everything all together. Next month, we'll be giving away all the prizes all together. But who's in right now? Caprice is in. Dawn Bedulis is in for 2 entries. Donna, Creighton and Hayes team are in. Jill is in 4 times, and that was as of yesterday. And then Linda and Kim. And so I haven't checked SkySlope this morning, so if there's any new listings I haven't accounted for, I'll catch them all. But the deal is do better than last year and have it in SkySlope by the end of the month, and you'll be entered to win one of these prizes. So I apologize for slacking on that, but we're still doing it. I still want to give away money, and that would be exciting for us. So let's talk about the market stats right now. So total active listings in Riverside County is, and this is only single family residents, so I kind of screwed up again from last week, but 1,706, that's not very many. In Temecula Valley, we have 161 new listings, which is down 18 from last week. 274 went into pending, which is down as well. Sold 201, which is down. Total listings in Temecula Valley that are active at the moment, 403, which is actually up. Total Temecula only listings, which is 95. And that's actually up too. And the total listings amount has been going up in Temecula for about a month now. Remember, at one time we only had 69 listings. So to be on the verge of 100 listings in Temecula is pretty darn exciting right now. So you guys get out there and take as many listings as you can. Currently, the lowest price listing in Temecula is $465,000. I've seen some of our agents getting leads for or have buyers that are in the 300s. And I feel for you, you're gonna have to travel very far to get out there. But there are some new homes. There are some new home listings or new home developments probably gonna be out towards either Paris, Banning, and Beaumont that would be in those particular price ranges. But again, what I'm hearing, I think that Creighton and Hayes are in a transaction, and I just saw only 1.5% cooperating broker commission on theirs. So that's not cool either. I think, Kim, you had one that was like a flat rate commission amount.
Yeah, I saw one that was a $10,000 and I saw one that was 6, but I'm seeing a lot of the 1.5. I've seen a couple of 1%.
Yeah, I went on a buyer one for 1%.
Okay. Well, I mean, at this moment, it's a good thing that there's anything, because I think I said this last week or a couple weeks ago that I've seen postings on Lab Coat Agents online on Facebook, and it was basically a posting at a new home development that said, attention realtors, as of this date, we are no longer offering broker co-ops because we want to help save our buyers money, which is, to me, not really the full truth, because every home development, every new home development, the money for your commissions comes from a whole marketing, place. Like they have it already decided, this is how much money we're spending for marketing, and that includes your commissions. So I think it's a bunch of baloney, but whatever. Also,
What company was that?
it was, I don't know, because it was online. I don't think they wanted to divulge the company for fear they might get hate mail from all the realtors. But the other thing is, I saw posted this week, and I just want to remind you, because you're going to see probably a lot of this, is people boasting right now about our sales are more than this time last year, and we sold more than this time last year. Of course you did, because last year was the pandemic. Hello, don't get all, worried that you're not performing, because you guys are. Just remember, when people go, oh, well, that company did better or that agent did better. No, they didn't. Last year, the pandemic started in March and we started a downhill. So looking at stats year over year is going to get really funky right now. And so that will be something to keep into account. All right. Some of you, let's see. I want to show you something here. All right. So there were some updates this week with the matrix, not super important, but just to point out a couple things. They've added in electric vehicle charging stations, maintenance to the front yard for the HOA. They've added a third HOA input, which sometimes does come into play when you have like a condo that's on a golf course and, a gated community. There could be 3 HOAs there. They've also, let's see. Oh, if your clients are, obviously when you have your buyer set up on an automatic drip, that they can create their own searches in their portal. And up until now, they haven't been able to add those coming soon listings, which we should be sending coming soon listings to our buyers, but they can go search them themselves now. Let's see, public remarks have been increased to 2,500 characters. That's a lot. I don't know anybody who would go there, but this was interesting, the open house and coming soon. So now you will be able to add open houses to your coming soon listings as long as the open house is after the start showing date. Also, you can use the Showing Time app and start scheduling, set up the showing time dates for the start showing date of your listing. Hopefully that made sense, kind of fumbled that. I thought it was interesting, whenever they do these updates too, that they update different things as far as adding cities and things like that. I went in here and took a look at, they removed Great Oaks High School. I don't know if that's our Great Oak or what, but Chaparral, I think, is definitely our high school. And I don't know what's going on there, why they removed that. But that was interesting. Something I do agree with as far as they removed the Sun City as far as one of the cities, which is appropriate because there's no Sun City anymore. It's Menifee. So just keep an eye out for these updates. I just wanted to bring it to your attention.
Hey, Shannon,
Yeah.
on that chaparral, I think there was two. There's one with two P's and one with two R's.
Got
And
it.
ours is the two R's, I think.
Oh, here's one with the two P's then.
Yeah. I think
Maybe,
Linda Land might know.
and then
Great
maybe,
Oak maybe because it's Great Oak and not Great Oaks.
yes, that's what I was just going to say. So thanks for clarifying that. See, I don't have a lot of listings, so I don't know. All right, some marketing things I want to show you guys. You may or may not have seen the message from our marketing department. Oh my gosh, sorry. But the real trends that I was talking about last week, the company has made them into marketing pieces for you. So if you're in the VAC and you go to the marketing, I'm sorry, you go to resources and then go to marketing on social media resources, there's a section called company accolades. And there's just 4 different things here for you to choose from. I will tell you that my computer is not doing the preview, but yours should. But even if you don't see it previewed in this screen right here, you can click on the little icon here and hit load image. And what it will do is download it to your computer. Of course, it's not going to work for me right now. Maybe it'll do that. Yeah, when you say load it to a new tab, then it downloads it. And then when you download it, you'll be able to see it. In your computer. And so these are all just PDFs. So they're pictures that you can paste into your social media platforms just to, you know, boast the company that you're working for. So the 4 things I talked about last week, which was the #1 real estate brokerage, units and volumes, numbers that we are, the most recognized brand for 2021 is showing there, etc. So I wanted to point that out to you. All right, question for you, since I'm here. How many people have had an opportunity to go look at the new IQ platform in the Resource Center? That many? Okay, so I just want to point out again, the IQ system is new for Berkshire Hathaway agents. And they had their first class or a webinar last week on best practices. And the best practices was on social media and how these 2 particular agents have increased their clientele by using social media. And to find that previously recorded webinar, if you come into the Resource Center under the IQ system, I take that back. Let me go back. That's how you get into the IQ system. But if you want to see the video, you're going to actually go to the Learn Center and this is where all the training webinars are. So in here, there's a section specifically for the IQ system. So you'll go to the IQ system for agents. And if you haven't been here at all, you haven't looked at IQ at all, everything you'll want to know is here. But the one I'm talking about specifically is this broadcast agents workshop. It talks about Campsite, which is the content calendar for social media, and specifically, like I said, how these two particular top producers use social media. And the calendar, the Campsite calendar, tells you exactly what to do each day of the week for you to post on social media. So I recommend you guys do that. All right, so I don't have a lot today, so I'm reading my notes, sorry. The last thing I wanted to point out is just upcoming trainings and events. Specifically, I just want to point this out, you don't have to go, but I want to remind you that the new residential purchase agreement and joint escrow instructions are coming out at the end of this year. We're not yet to a point of training on it, but you can look at this draft on the CAR website, and they're having a preview and comment forum next week on the 19th at 2 o'clock. And so if you want to listen in, you can sign up and see what they're going through. It looks kind of freaky with all the tables in here, but I think we will probably get used to quickly scanning these tables once we've been using it a little while. So it's now going to be 16 pages, and everything's kind of up front as far as this contingency removals, timelines, who's paying for what, and then the balance of the contract is just all the verbiage for the buyer to read. So if you want to go to that again, it's 4/19, 2 o'clock on CAR's website. Also, if you haven't been to Rick's Success Series, maybe in a couple of months, he's doing it again next week. It's going to be on Google Hangouts. You've already received an email, but the links for the books were not working this week. So if you need the booklets, let me know and I will send them to you. And then just a reminder, Chris has his VAC training always showing on the VAC website, and you could just go to the calendar and you'll see what's going to be going on there. And that's it for me. That was a short and sweet meeting today. Anybody have any updates they want to share?
Hey Shannon, were we going to talk about book club?
We can. Let's go there.
I barely remember what book we read. Was it Where the Crawdads Sing?
Where the Crawdads Sing. Let's set a date now. Everybody get their phone out and tell me what date is good. We've been kind of doing them on Wednesdays or Thursdays, haven't we?
Yeah. Are we going to maybe go to Peltzer's? Is that the idea?
I think that would be a good idea. Maybe we do the last, for me, it would need to be the last Thursday of the month. And we'll check with, we'll check on.
Not Wednesday? You said Thursday, not Wednesday? It doesn't matter to me.
I think they're open later on Wednesday nights. I'll have to double check that they're still doing that.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Let's tentatively schedule it for April 28th at 5.
Works for me.
Okay, 4/28 at 5 o'clock. We'll make sure that they're open late that night. Where the Crawdads Sing is the book we were reading. We're probably way past that now, but we'll pick a new book and we'll get back on track. So anybody who wants to come, we'll see you there. And that's it for today. Thank you guys so much. If